that does the circular. That they used it in the James Bond.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now, we ask that you please honor owners. They'll spin their vehicles back around. They'll bring them back in front of the grandstand area. The first man to return to the grandstand area is a motorcycle enthusiast and a motocross champion. He hails from the Empire State of New York, Moreau, New York to be exact. His name, Louis Ray. Our next two performers hail from the state of Maine. They are indeed Maine maniacs that will perform many of our most brutal stunts this afternoon. First, let's introduce a young man from Saco, Maine. His name is Matt Frechette. You'll see him performing our Hollywood-style crashes and stunts. And a 30-year veteran from Lincoln, Maine, ladies and gentlemen, you will be amazed by his talent. His name is Crash Moreau. Crash Moreau. Ladies and gentlemen, seated in turn number 4, he is a Triple Crown champion for motorcycle jumping, having set records in the 125cc, the 250cc, and 500cc classes. He is a Guinness Book of World Records holder. He is also a stunt star with over 20 years of thrill show experience. Of course, just a few nights ago, on the TNT network, he performed on Ripley's Believe It or Not. He is the star of our show, hailing from Palmer, Massachusetts. Here he is, Duck Danger! Duck Danger! Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to perform the first of our stunts here this evening. Now, if you direct your attention down there to that gray automobile, we have a very special performer from the granite state of New Hampshire. His name is Evel Knievel. He is about to climb into an automobile. That automobile has been fitted with explosives. We are about to present a pyrotechnic display called the Car Explosion. Now, he'll climb in there, ladies and gentlemen, in a few short moments after he has been covered with gasoline. After the explosions, he will indeed climb from the car. He will be ignited. He will be on fire. This is one of the most traditional feats of daring in the history of the thrill show. We are very proud to present it as we start our show off with a bang. Evel Knievel being prepared to climb into the automobile. Evel Knievel about to climb into the automobile. As you can see, a trail of gasoline poured around the automobile to add to the blaze. Ladies and gentlemen, let's count them down from... Ladies and gentlemen, an explosion inside the automobile. Evel Knievel about to emerge from the flames. Emerging from the flames, on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, Evel Knievel making his way over to the grandstand area. He will be put out by the Bloomsburg Fire Department. An incredible explosion, an incredible pyrotechnic display. Ladies and gentlemen, from the granite state of New Hampshire, crazy Evel Knievel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we will present a very talented young man from the Empire State of New York. His name is Louis Ray. Now, he is about to perform a very dangerous motorcycle jump. We will add the element of fire once again. You're going to see a pattern here. You're going to see a lot of fire used this afternoon, adding to the danger of the stunts that you're now about to see. Louis Ray from Lake Grove, New York, is aboard his Honda 250cc motorcycle. He's about to take to the ramp. He's about to fly through the air, through the fire. In a few short moments, Duck Danger will ignite the blaze. In a few short moments, Louis Ray will be catapulted skyward aboard the motorcycle. The of danger gives the signal. Lewis Ray is on his way, making his way down towards the single ramp elevation. Lewis Ray is on the ramp. Up, oh, there, off the ground. There he is, Lewis Ray. Coming back in front of the grandstand area once again from Lake Grove, New York. Here he is, Lewis Ray. Lewis Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, seated up in turn number 4, we are once again going to perform one of those very deadly feats of daring that harken back to the earliest days of the automobile thrill show. This one is called the Slide for Life. Now, many times you've seen the Slide for Life performed with a man coming off the back of the car wearing a leather slide pad sliding along the ground. We've taken it a next step farther. We actually have a man performing kind of an update on the Roman chariot races. He is on the back of a special platform on the back of a crashing car. His name is Matt Frechette from Saco, Maine. Now, they'll be bringing that automobile down the track at a speed of about 50 miles per hour. Matt will be holding on for dear life on that special platform, and once again, the element of fire added to the stunt. It will actually drag him through the flames. Now, Matt Frechette, a very special performer. You'll see him performing many of our most dangerous Hollywood-style stunts. You'll also see him perform a deadly Hollywood dive bomber crash a little bit later in the show. One of those main maniacs that we recruited for this year's tour. The signal has been given. They're going to bring the automobile down the track towards the flame. Matt Frechette holding on as they make their way down the straightaway, building speed with every turn of the wheel, making their way towards the flames. Matt Frechette holding on for dear life. Matt Frechette into the fire, through the fire. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Matt Frechette from Saco, Maine. Matt Frechette. There's Crash Moreau out there. Crash, got to admit the wardrobe could use some updating out there. And the use of makeup is somewhat troubling as well. But he's kind of a clown. He loves the circus. And I'll tell you what, maybe it's the good look for you, that's for sure. Now, you seem to be a little bit, what's that? What are you laughing about? You've been thrown out of bars farther than that, huh? You know, for some reason, I will believe the fact that you've been thrown out of bars a lot and, of course, very far, because they don't want you to come back. So, is that the only thing you've got to laugh about, that you've been thrown out of bars farther? Do you think you could do better than what we just saw out there a few moments ago? You think you could do the Slide for Life, huh? Now, how are you going to top what Matt Frechette just did? You're going to get off the back of the automobile. You won't be using a slide platform or any sort of slide pad. You say you're not going to wear a helmet. Let me see. No slide pad, no helmet, equals no brains. Now, these folks came out here to see an exhibition, not an execution. So, Crash, you better be careful out there. He's going to climb onto the back of the automobile. Yes, indeed, he's going to try it. Here they go. They're going to take off down the track. They're going to build speed. Wait a minute. Now, where do you think you're going? You say Matt's going too fast. That car was hardly moving. Now get up there and put your money where your mouth is and do the Slide for Life. I'll tell you what, some stunt performing he's turning out to be. Oh, Crash Moreau from the wilds of Maine on the back of the automobile. They're going to take him up into the corner. They're going to return to the highway of speed. They're going to be driving towards what's left of the fire. And he's going to drop off the back of the automobile and perform this very deadly Slide for Life. He's on the back of the automobile making his way down the front straightaway. Let's hope he doesn't lose his nerve. Wait a minute, it looks like he's losing his pants. Making his way down the track, Mr. GQ himself. Yeah, it looks like he ran out of all sorts of stuff on the back of that car. One of those, courage. Yes, indeed. Let's hope that humiliating experience marks the last time we get to see him this afternoon. Well, we've got a guy that's pretty courageous out there. Once again, we're going to have a Lewis Ray from Lake Grove, New York, climb aboard a Honda motorcycle. This time, Lewis Ray is going to perform a very deadly motorcycle crash. He'll be crashing through a set of board walls. Now, many of the thrill shows you've seen in the past, they crash through one single board wall. This afternoon, Lewis Ray will navigate his way through 4 rated speed, creating quite an impact. Now, it's one thing to make your way through one board wall after the impact, after the fire, but then he has to negotiate 3 more at a high rate of speed. As we mentioned before, Louis Ray comes from the motocross tracks of America, having distinguished himself for many years. He is also one of America's leading motorcycle enthusiasts, jump enthusiasts. Close personal friend of Evel Knievel, of course, has been instrumental helping out on some of those jumps, and Ronnie Knievel's jumps before coming over to the Doug Danger Motorcycle Stunt Spectacular. So a very talented young man aboard that Honda motorcycle. We are very pleased to have him performing with us here as part of our show at the Bloomsburg Fair. In a few short moments, they will ignite the board walls. In a few short moments, Louis Ray will be on his way, making his way down the track towards the blazing inferno. Louis Ray blasting through the board walls. Once again, Louis Ray making his way through a wall of fire, whether it's in the air or on the ground. It's Louis Ray from Lake Grove, New York. He's starting to take his clothes off. Oh my goodness. We said family show, Lou. There's better ways to make money. Now there he is. He just got through with a board wall crash. Of course, we'll be moving on through our motorcycle stunt show. Of course, in a few short moments, Doug Danger will be climbing aboard his Honda CR500 to perform the first of his motorcycle jumps this afternoon. Of course, we mentioned before, Doug Danger, a Guinness Book of World Records holder. For jumping a motorcycle ramp to ramp, he is indeed the Triple Crown champion. For jumping a motorcycle, having set records in the 125, 250, and 500 cc motorcycle classes. He wants to welcome you this afternoon to our show. Here he is from Palmer, Massachusetts, Doug Danger.
How do I go? I was doing a show yesterday up in West Springfield, Massachusetts, and we didn't get out of there until almost 10 o'clock. We were talking, everybody was saying, geez, you know, I think you're going to be able to make this show down. I said, you kidding me? This is Bloomsburg, man. This is a big fair, great people, and every time I've ever been here, the fans have been unbelievable, the greatest crowds that there are. There's one little thing that I want to say here, because I see some kids out here. Stuff that you're seeing here today, people have been injured before doing this. We've all had our bad days at work. I spent over a month in a coma from a mistake I made doing a small jump. I want you kids to understand, each and every one of these guys out here are professionally trained. We have guys out here that have 30 years of experience in doing stunts and stuff. And I don't want you trying any of this stuff at home. And make sure you put your helmets on when you ride your bicycles. Okay, kids? We'll do some wheelies for you here and get going.
As I mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, Doug Danger, world record holder. And the bike that you're seeing out here, he's climbing on right now, a Honda CR500 motorcycle, the same motorcycle that he formed his world record jump, also the one used for the jump over 18 tractor trailers at the Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, when he was performing for the Learning Channel show, Truth or Dare. Also the jump bike for the jump over the L-1011 jet airliner for the I Dare You the Ultimate Challenge television show on the UPN network. Well, the first jump you're about to see this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, is equivalent to a jump over 10 automobiles parked side by side. What makes this even more dangerous for Doug Danger psychologically, this is the same distance as jumping on the night of the catastrophic crash in 1992 at the Hudson Speedway in Hudson, New Hampshire. That was the night that he hit the landing ramp. Of course, he broke his wrist, the throttle stayed open, and he had an impact with a concrete barrier at over 60 miles an hour. He's in a coma for over a month, in the hospital for 2 months with 17 broken bones. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, he's warming up that Honda motorcycle with a series of wheelies down the straightaway. Each time up and down the straightaway, these wheelies will become a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more difficult. We just saw the standard wheelie. The next time by, we'll see the standard wheelie, but this time with a twist as he makes his way down the straightaway. Pull the front wheel up off the ground, riding on the back wheel only with a big wave to the ground. The one-handed standard wheelie. Each time up and down the track, he'll also begin his ascent up the motorcycle. The next time down, he'll place one knee on the seat of the motorcycle, pull the front wheel up off the ground to what we call a kneeling wheelie, performed to perfection by Doug Danger. Once again, he'll power his way down the straightaway aboard the Honda CR500 motorcycle, gaining speed out of the turn, back in front of the grandstand. Once again, Doug Danger on the bike, this time standing on the seat. The standing wheelie performed to perfection by Doug Danger. This time, he'll pull out all the stops. Put over 20 years of thrill show riding experience to the test. Not only will he be standing on the seat, he'll be balancing with 1 foot only. Ladies and gentlemen, the one-footed standing wheelie. It's time for the first of our motorcycle jumps this afternoon, ramp to ramp aboard the Honda CR500 motorcycle. A few short moments, ladies and gentlemen, to make a speed run. Speed is critical to the performance of a motorcycle jump. To give you an idea of how critical speed is, 1 mile an hour is worth 10 feet of jumping distance through the air. So ladies and gentlemen, he is 1 mile an hour off. This could be the difference between success and disaster. Also the alignment, very, very important. 2 inches is worth 5 feet of distance off the alignment. So he must be at the perfect speed and alignment. Setting the speed on his digital speedometer on the Honda motorcycle this time through. When he comes back, we'll look for the high sign, the thumbs up, if you will, letting us know he is ready to perform this deadly motorcycle jump. We get the high sign. He's ready to go. Keep in mind, this is the same distance of that catastrophic crash in 1992. As we mentioned before, he was in the hospital with a coma and a severe head injury. As a matter of fact, he had to learn to read, write, and walk again. Of course, they told him he'd never ride a motorcycle again. Was lucky to even be walking again. Of course, he said no to that, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, he is back aboard the motorcycle. He is making his way down the track, gaining speed towards the takeoff ramp. He is on the takeoff ramp, up and all the way over a one-handed jump by Doug Danger.
Got it.
He's coming back in front of the grandstand area. Here he is from Palmer, Massachusetts, Doug Danger. Doug Danger. Of course, we have another motorcycle jumper on the track out there. We saw him doing a ramp to ground jump a few moments ago. Lewis Ray is going to handle the mic duties out there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the applause on that one there. That one went pretty easy for me. I got one hand off a little bit. There's one thing that I've had a great guy traveling with me this year. His name's Lou Ray. He's pumped me up so many times when I was all nervous about big jumps. And all year long, he's been bugging me. Bugging me every single show. Doug, can I jump tonight? Can I jump tonight? And I think the way you've been here today, I can't think of a better place in the world to have him do his first public jump other than right here at your fairgrounds. What do you think? Take the challenge, Lou?
You want me to go over this ramp again?
No. This one right over here, the big one.
We're gonna get the guys out there and push them both together like we do in practice, like 10 feet, right?
No, Lou. We've practiced out almost to this far before, and I know you're ready for it. You've been doing a great job with me all year long, and I think you deserve a round of applause for doing a great jump like this. So what do you say? Give it a shot here?
Of course, there's no pressure on you at all, Lou, to perform this jump, except you might not get out of town alive.
Yeah, you don't have to do this. You may get booed out of here, but what do you think?
The neck is kind of stiff. Are you trying to get like some bend or something? I don't know. I'd love to do it. I don't know if there's enough stopping. That's pretty dangerous. Could I get like 10 minutes just to calm down and think about it?
Well, what do you think, folks? You want to give him a few minutes to think about it? I'll tell you what. Let's give him a couple minutes, but you let him know. Do you want to see him do it? Okay, Lou, no pressure on you whatsoever. Why don't we do a couple more stunts, and then you can let us know what you want to do, all right? Just get back to us in a few minutes, let us know one way or another.
I just want to say two words to you, Lou. Adulation or humiliation. Which one are you going to choose? So we're going to let him think about it just for a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, we're going to turn our direction towards Crash Moreau from Lincoln, Maine. Once again, he is out there on the track. He's about to perform a very deadly feat of daring called the Doomsday Chair. He is about to climb in front of a platform that has an explosive charge equivalent to 2 sticks of dynamite inside. In a few short moments, he will be ready to go to perform this pyrotechnic stunt. Count them down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. An explosion, another pyrotechnic display as Crash Moreau detonates that explosion. Now at the point of impact, he's actually thrown away from the explosive force. It'll actually stop the heart momentarily. Many times, those performing the stunt are knocked unconscious. It looks to be the case right now as they roll Crash Moreau over. The 30-year veteran of the thrill show business. Laying on the track, making sure he is revived. Of course, we have EMTs on hand. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the main maniac, Crash Moreau from Lincoln, Maine. Of course, we're going to present a feat of daring featuring another one of those Maine maniacs. This is Matt Frechette, and he hails from the Portland, Maine area. Of course, he is with us this summer. We had a chance to perform at the Oxford Plains Speedway early in our summer tour. On that particular day, in addition to the Doug Danger Motorcycle Stunt Spectacular, they had a rather alarming event. This was a ramp-to-ground jumping competition, a dive bomber competition. On that particular day, Matt Frechette performed a dive bomber crash which carried his car 130 feet through the air before hitting the asphalt track. Now, we met the young man after the show, and we decided, you know, this is a guy that we want with our show. So without too much negotiating, Matt said he'd come out and perform for the Doug Danger Motorcycle Stunt Spectacular. Now, he's about to perform a feat of daring first presented by the Joey Chipwood Thrill Show at the Houston Astrodome. This is one called The Leap for Life. As you can see, Matt is climbing on top of the crashing automobile driven by Al Sleep. He's going to be stepping onto a platform about 7 feet above the track surface. Here is the idea behind the leap for life. Al Sleep will approach that special platform at a speed of about 50 miles an hour, driving straight toward and through the platform that Matt is now standing on. Of course, timing has to be perfect. If Matt should leave the platform a moment too soon, he could fall into the path of the oncoming vehicle. A moment too late, swept away with the debris. Here comes Al Sleep. Matt Frechette about to perform the leap for life. There he is, Matt Frechette, and the leap for life. Once again, they'll remove all the debris from the track so that we can present to you our next feat of daring. This one harkens back to the very first automobile thrill show presented in the year 1929 in Akron, Ohio, presented by the Congress of Daredevils, led by B. Ward Beam. It's called the Human Battering Ram. Now, the idea is, once again, very brutal, but very simple. We'll drive an automobile through a very special ramp elevation. As you can see, this is a ramp that has quite a bit of height to it. This is a standing human battering ram featuring Matt Frechette. He'll actually be standing on an automobile, the top of an automobile, as it flies through a blazing board wall. We've taken the B. Ward Beam concept a step further, ladies and gentlemen, for our show here this afternoon at the Bloomsburg Fair. one of the most traditional feats of daring in the history of the thrill show, performed this afternoon by Matt Frechette from Saco, Maine. Of course, Matt Frechette also has made a name for himself in the state of Maine at the racetracks in Maine. Of course, he's campaigned in the sportsman division, the NASCAR sportsman division, at such tracks as the Oxford Plains Speedway and the Beach Ridge Speedway in Maine. So we're very, very happy to have him with us here this afternoon. Because as you can see, he's standing on the top of that automobile, strapping himself in. A few short moments, Al Sleep will be once again behind the wheel of the automobile. Al Sleep hailing from the Granite State of New Hampshire. Looks like Matt's ready to go. A few short moments, we will indeed light the boardwalk. This very, very brutal and dangerous feat of daring. I can assure you it wasn't one of those situations where we drew straws and Matt lost. In fact, Matt enjoys performing these Hollywood-style stunts and crashes, as you can see. Matt Frechette, given the signal, we will ignite that board wall. In a few short moments, Al Sleep will make his way down the track, gaining speed towards the board wall, adding more gasoline. Al Sleep gaining speed down the track. Matt Frechette blasting through that board wall. Very dangerous feat of daring performed to perfection by Matt Frechette. Doug, looks like Lewis Ray is either participating in what we call a fashion challenge, or he has made some sort of a decision out here. Doug, let's get to the bottom of this. Looks like Lou has on a different uniform, and he is holding a different motorcycle.
I don't know how to say it, but I'd say their cheering got you going here. What do you think?
The cheering helped, but I gotta tell you, I've been asking Doug to do this jump all year, and it's an honor to perform with the greatest motorcycle daredevil of all time. I appreciate that, Doug. Appreciate you letting me be part of your show. I had a feeling he might do this tonight, and I wasn't sure if I was going to muster the courage to make this jump. And I know who did this. I know it was you. I can't run when I'm wearing this on my back. I can't run while wearing the American flag. Thanks, Doug. I know you put that there, man. Let's go for it.
Lou, I'm going to be following you over on this one. Don't slow down.
What you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, is a tandem jump. Now, we're going to let Lewis Ray jump ramp to ramp, but Doug didn't want him to be up there all by himself. So what you're going to see is two motorcycles on the takeoff ramp at the same time, two motorcycles flying through the air at the same time, and hopefully landing at the same time. Of course, this is a very, very dangerous feat of daring, and we'll test the abilities and courage of both motorcyclists. As we mentioned before, Lewis Ray, a motorcycle enthusiast, of course a veteran motocross rider, for the Honda CR 250 motorcycle. Very proud to have him. Of course, Doug Danger, the Guinness Book of World Record holder. And of course, America's premier motorcycle jumper. Having jumped farther than any American motorcycle jumper in history, including Evel and Robbie Knievel. Of course, they will make a speed run here this afternoon, dialing in the speed. Of course, speed doubly critical at this point, as two motorcyclists will be in the air simultaneously. timing has to be perfect, as does the alignment. Lewis Ray will lead the way as they make their way down in front of the grandstand area by the takeoff ramps, setting the speed on the speedometers, making sure they are dialed in correctly. Coming back in front of the grandstand area, boom! Riders getting us the thumbs up. They are ready to go. They'll make their way into the turn. In a few short moments, they will return, ladies and gentlemen, to the takeoff ramp and hopefully to the landing ramp. Of course, both of these motorcycle riders coming from a motocross background. Doug Danger also
I left the other roll of film in the car.
Ice racer, flat track racer, spent many years in the state of Massachusetts. Flat track racing and ice racing, one of the sports up there in the New England area. So an all-year-round motorcycle enthusiast.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are making their way out of turn number 4, gaining speed towards the takeoff ramp. Lewis Ray and Doug Danger making their way to the ramp. Up and over! A perfect tandem jump. They're coming back in front of the grandstand area. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome them back with your applause. Lewis Ray and Doug Danger.
Good shots.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a great jump by two great drivers. Right now, we are going to witness the first of our Hollywood-style crashes this afternoon. This one will feature a performer from the Granite State of New Hampshire. His name is Evel Knievel. He's going to attempt to roll an automobile wheel to wheel. He's strapped into that car. He'll make his way towards a single ramp elevation. First, this is how they do it in the movies, ladies and gentlemen. He'll attempt to roll it from one set of wheels to the other. Evel Knievel, a very talented stunt performer, over a decade of thrill show experience. Very proud to have him making the trek down from New Hampshire this afternoon. Once again, the speed and alignment on the ramp is critical to the performance of the speed of daring. Evel Knievel is on his way towards that single ramp elevation, gaining speed towards the ramp. Evel Knievel on the ramp. He'll crank the wheel, bring the car up, and all the way over. Evel Knievel with a Hollywood-style rollover crash. Looks like he may try another one. Looks like the car is still rolling out there. He'll spin the vehicle back around up there in the turn. He'll bring it back down the straightaway towards the ramp elevation, attempting once again to roll that automobile wheel to wheel. Evel Knievel coming down, as you can see, a flat tire on the automobile. Here he is towards the ramp. Once again, a break the wheel at the top of the track. Wheel to wheel, rollover crash by Evel Knievel. From the Granite State of New Hampshire, here he is, crazy Evel Knievel. We continue, ladies and gentlemen, with the Hollywood crash portion of the show. You're about to see one of the most deadly ever conceived for the thrill show. You'll note on the track we have an automobile standing on end. In a few short moments, we will have Crash Moreau from Lincoln, Maine, piloting another automobile down the track at a high rate of speed. He will be driving through that automobile. It is called the Steel Wall Crash. Now, many stunt performers refuse to perform this feat of daring. Of course, that's something that is not in Crash's vocabulary. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of words that aren't in Crash Moreau's vocabulary. Of course, this afternoon we'll forget about that. He is behind the wheel of an automobile. That is where he is most comfortable. He'll bring that car down the track at a high rate of speed, ladies and gentlemen, for quite an impact and a performance you will not believe.
I believe it.
Of course, Crash Moreau, one of the original Death Riders, ladies and gentlemen. That was the legendary group of stuntmen who toured the United States during the 1970s. Of course, they performed motorcycle stunts, car crashes, and of course their legendary status was such that they filmed 2 movies about the Death Riders. You're seeing one of the original Death Riders this afternoon, Crash Moreau, performing with a Doug Danger motorcycle stunt spectacular. He is also a 30-year veteran of the Automobile Thrill Show, having performed with the Joey Chitwood Thrill Show, of course the Jack Kochman Hell Drivers, and the Imperial Hell Drivers, just to name a few. Right now, performing this very deadly feat of daring, Crash Moreau on his way down the track. Crash Moreau with a still crash, smashing through the air automobile, a tremendous impact.
Right crash.
He's coming back in front of the grandstand area, the main maniac, Crash Moreau.
Yeah.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Doug Danger.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next jump that I'm going to do is going to be on the ATV, all-terrain vehicle. A few years ago when I started thinking about doing this, the only guy I knew that was really, really good at it was a friend of mine named Todd Seeley. And I did my first show, and about 2 weeks after my first show, he missed the quad jump and died. Todd Seeley was probably the greatest quad jumper there ever was. He made a mistake. His ramp was 4 feet wide. Immediately my ramp went out to 6 feet wide. It still doesn't leave a lot of room for error. I only got about a foot on each side. But every time I go to do this quad jump, I always dedicate it to my friend Todd Seeley. This one's for you, Todd.
Of course, a different set of circumstances in jumping right now as we wheel the quad out for Doug Danger. As you can see, a 4-wheeled vehicle. You want to note the distance between the edge of the tires on the all-terrain vehicle and the edge of the takeoff ramp. Of course, when jumping a motorcycle, the motorcyclist has a distinct advantage. He can actually fly his motorcycle through the air. This is done by applying the brake. Of course, this will bring the front of the motorcycle down when you apply the brake, and of course by applying the accelerator, that will bring the back of the motorcycle down, allowing the motorcyclist to actually fly the motorcycle through the air. Also, the wind will be a factor today. As you can see, it's very gusty. The wind can actually get underneath the motorcycle and catch it like a sail, blowing the motorcycle off course. So this quad jump that you're about to see, a very deadly feat of daring. As I mentioned before, Todd Seeley, the originator of the quad jump, lost his life in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, performing a ramp-to-ramp quad jump, much like the one that you're about to see here this afternoon. Of course, Todd worked with both Doug and I on the Joey Chitwood Thrill Show for many years. In fact, Todd Seeley, you'll probably remember his name for the Joey Chitwood performances here at the Bloomsburg Fair, and of course, each and every one of these jumps dedicated to his memory. Once again, we will dial in the speed especially critical in the performance of the quad jump. Also, the alignment on the ramp, as we mentioned before, 2 inches off alignment is up to a 5-foot deviation in the flight path, especially critical for the quad runner, as you're about to see. Once again, Doug Danger dialing in the speed of the all-terrain vehicle, a Honda quad runner, in the hands of the Guinness Book of World Records holder. Doug Danger heading towards the takeoff ramp. occurring right now with Lewis Ray. Of course, Lewis Ray, as we mentioned before, a part of our motorcycle jumps for many seasons. Of course, he helped us out when we were at the Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Lewis also worked with us when we jumped the L-1011 jet airliner in Kingman, Arizona for the Idea the Ultimate Challenge. Of course, for many years working with Robbie Knievel and Evel Knievel with his ladder jump. And so what we're going to do right now is pace Doug Danger. Seems to be a problem with the speedometer on the quad runner. Seems to be off a couple miles an hour. So what they're going to do is pace Doug. As we mentioned before, a mile an hour, we're 10 feet of flying distance through the air. The distance of the ramps this afternoon equivalent to 10 automobiles parked between the ramp elevations. What you're going to see here just got doubly dangerous for the star of our show. Of course, Lewis Ray, as we mentioned before, will pace Doug Danger. They dialed in the speed on the back straightaway. Doug Danger will make his way down the track. Hopefully, they have dialed in the speed exactly to what he needs. He is making his way down the straightaway aboard the Honda Quad Runner. In a blaze of glory, he approaches the takeoff ramp. He is on the ramp, soaring through the air, perfectly performed by Doug Danger. Ladies and gentlemen, from Palmer, Massachusetts, Doug Danger. Doug Danger. Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Doug Danger once again making a perfect jump aboard the Honda Quad Runner against some great odds out there. As you can see, also, we are positioning some cars on the track for our next Hollywood-style crash. This will feature Matt Frechette from Saco, Maine. This is the Hollywood dive bomber crash. You'll see an automobile in the hands of this Maine stunt performer. He'll make his way down the track towards the double ramp elevations. He'll hit the ramp and fly through the air, smashing into the windshield area. One of those junker automobiles, a tremendous impact, an impact equivalent to a head-on collision at about 50 miles an hour. As we mentioned before, we first saw Matt performing a dive bomber crash at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Now that was one where he went ramp to ground. Of course, you can just put your foot to the gas pedal, put it to the floor, and hold on for that one. This one will take more skill. Of course, you'll want to hit those automobiles a ramp to ground impact off of this type of ramp could be deadly for the young man from Saco, Maine. So he must be perfectly aligned on the ramp elevations. The speed also has to be perfect for the performance of the Speed of Daring. Of course, Matt Frechette, as we mentioned before, no stranger to the racetracks of the state of Maine. Not only is he a race car driver, he also is a race car owner. He owns a NASCAR truck racing vehicle, which he sponsors on the tour. He also performs in the NASCAR Sportsman division, racing at tracks throughout Maine. We're very pleased that he found room in the schedule to be with us here at the Bloomsburg Fair. The automobiles align at the end of the takeoff ramp in a few short moments, so make sure the alignment is perfect. He will confer with our crash expert of over 30 years, another Member of the state of Maine, member inhabited of the state of Maine, Crash Moreau. We mentioned before, Crash Moreau, one of the original Death Dodgers, with us here this afternoon. Looks like final instructions for Matt Frechette. He pulls onto the ramp. Has the alignment, he'll make his way back into the turn, gaining the speed necessary to fly his automobile 50 feet through the air, smashing into those automobiles. Of course, the alignment has to be perfect. Mentioned before, if he gets off sideways and should miss those automobiles, he had tremendous impact with a track surface. Matt Frechette seated in turn number 1. In a few short moments, ladies and gentlemen, he will apply his foot to the gas pedal. He will propel that automobile forward, hurtling towards the takeoff ramp. Matt Frechette is on his way, making his way down the track. Gaining speed towards the double ramp elevation. Matt Frechette with a Hollywood crash! Smashing into that automobile with a tremendous impact. From Saco, Maine, here he is, Matt Frechette. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, a tremendous impact out there on the front, straight away. Of course, we were in final preparations for our final motorcycle jump of the afternoon, featuring Doug Danger. As you can see, he is once again headed towards the microphone. Of course, Doug, looks like our final jump of the afternoon. We've already done a motorcycle jump ramp to ramp aboard the Honda CR500 and the quad. So I guess this afternoon you're going to, looks like you're spreading the ramps out. So what are you going to do, spread them about 10 feet more? We're already out to about 60 feet here this afternoon.
Well, you know, Mark, every time that we've done this show everywhere else, every time we've done it, we spread it out an extra 10 feet. And when we've had great crowds, we've moved it out another 20 feet. What do you guys want to see? How far? No, that wasn't loud enough. Folks, you know what? You've been an awesome crowd here tonight, and we're going to move it 30 feet for you, all right?
Of course, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, moving that ramp back another 30 feet of distance, of course, with a takeoff and the flight through the air. You'll see that it'll be landing probably 15, 20 feet down the ramp elevation, which will add to the jump. You'll actually be jumping about 110 feet ramp to ramp. Of course, this is a different situation with a takeoff area and landing area here on this particular track. So Doug Danger will make his way to the ramp. He'll make sure he once again has the proper alignment on the track and the ramps. And check the alignment of the ramp elevation. Louis Ray, as we mentioned before, there on some of the bigger jumps that we've done for television recently and during our stunt shows. He'll be assisting Doug Danger in the alignment of the ramp. Wait a minute, hold the phone. Looks like old Crash Moreau has come out at a very critical point in our production this afternoon. Now, he's been a pest all afternoon, but right now he is a well-dressed pest. He really dressed up your act. Now, I've known you for a long time, Crash, and there's no way that a knucklehead like you has a sport jacket quite that nice hanging in his wardrobe. So I'll tell you what, why don't you confess, where did you find that sport jacket? What's that? George Moffat's trailer. Now, we all know George Moffat. He's the head of Variety Attraction. He is the man that brings many of the acts that you see here at the fair to the fair. He's kind of rubbing elbows with some of the biggest names in the music and entertainment business. Of course, we all know that George Moffett is loaded. This guy has money. I bet you couldn't count the money. Takes him another bus just to drive the money around. That's why there's two. So I'll tell you what. George likes to look his best, but one thing he also likes to do, he likes to brag about his clothing. As a matter of fact, he was just talking to me this morning about this particular sport jacket. He says he just shelled out $1,000. This is 100% silk. That thing is so new, it's got little silkworms still working on the lapel. That is some sport jacket. I'll tell you what, George is a great guy, known him for years, probably longer than we both care to admit. And I'll tell you what, if you take care of that sport jacket, I'm sure he's going to let you wear it. You're going to take care of it? What's that, a little firecracker crash? That's no little firecracker. That's a very large bomb. And if you intend on playing with explosives, I do wish you'd take off George's jacket. Can I get somebody to help us out? Could somebody help take that jacket away from that knucklehead?
Mark, he's got a bomb. You might want to call security.
We've already called security. In fact, they are armed and ready. Now we're going to take the jacket away from that clown. He's going to, wait a minute. Now, is that any way to treat a lady? Yes, indeed. Now, wait a minute. Now, what did you do? Did you find some of George's vests out there? Now, take that vest off. What's the matter for you? What's it? Now, take the vest off. I told you, crash dive vest yourself. Hey, what George spending the money on the wardrobe out here. Look at these vests. Yes, indeed. A fancy dresser? My goodness. No, let's stop right there. My goodness. Well, now that he's got rid of George's jacket,
Mark, I got the jacket. I'm going to put it over here for safekeeping.
We're safe and sound, Louis. Thank you very much. Now, George is a good friend of ours, and we want to make sure the show goes out tonight. We're 7:30 tonight. Brooks and Dunn, right here in front of the grandstand. Now, he's going to put it in the nice, safe place. Bar, what are you doing out there? A lit bomb. Now, I think Mel's going to help you out take care of that thing. No, Crash, you better get rid of it. What are you going to do? Hand it to Mel. Now, Mel, you're going to try to light that bomb again. Now, if you hold on to it, Crash, I'm sure we don't mind having a lit stick of dynamite out here. What are you trying to do? Put it out? You're not going to put that dynamite out there. There's no way. So you better find a place to put it. No, not out there. They paid to get in. No, not back here. We work here. Wait a minute. Where are you going to put it, Mel? Oh, no, not down there. You can blow his toes off. Yeah, that's it. Look out, Crash. What are you doing running down the track with a bomb? You better get rid of that thing. Oh, no! He had the whole state of Pennsylvania to throw that bomb on. He threw it right on top of George Moffat's $1,000 100% silk sport jacket. Wait a minute. Now, Crash, look at that thing now. What do you intend to do about it?
I'll have it dry cleaned for you.
You're going to have it dry cleaned for him. I'll tell you what, you better hope your dry cleaner's name is David Copperfield. It's going to take magic to make that thing look like $1,000 again. I get a feeling we're going to be getting a call from George's lawyer or something like that. This may be called litigation. There's another word for us this afternoon. Well, maybe we can take George's mind off the rather unfortunate incident with a sport jacket by once again turning it over to the star of our show, Doug Danger.
How about it for Crash? He keeps us going down there, keeps us laughing.
First, a whistle for the hearing impaired.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this last jump that I'm going to do, I think Mark had told you before that I had missed this jump up at Hudson Speedway in New Hampshire, and I spent a month in a coma. I had to learn to read and write and do math and learn everything all over again. But while I was growing up, this is one thing that I want the kids to listen to one more time for me real sharp, okay? I had a hero, and his name was Evel Knievel. I used to think Evel Knievel was the greatest person there was, the coolest person in the world. One day I was watching him at the Canadian National Exhibition up in Canada. He came out and he says, "Kids, I want you to know something. If you ever get involved with drugs, you will be a loser the rest of your life. You will never go anywhere in life. You can be anything you want if you focus on your goals." And I went after my goal. I wanted to be the greatest motorcycle jumper in the world. I broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the farthest jump ever done on planet Earth because I focused on my goals and my best friend. There's a little sad ending to that story. My best friend, his name was Dave. The year that we graduated from high school, I came out to New York and went to the motocross nations out there and watched the race, and I came back. My brother says, sit down. I got some bad news for you. He says, Dave died this weekend of a drug overdose. And he was one of the guys who chose to go the wrong way in life. And I learned real quick when I went to his wake and looked down at my best friend dead in the casket, what being a loser meant in life. And everything that Evel Knievel had said years before that came right back as fresh as could be. And anytime anybody ever offers you kids drugs, I want you to remember Doug Danger says, you don't need them to be cool. You're cooler without them, okay? So let's go get this jump done and get to the other side.
Here's the final jump of the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, performed by the star of our show. Once again, to climb aboard the Honda CR500 motorcycle to perform this daring ramp-to-ramp jump. First, as we mentioned before, the alignment on the ramp has to be perfect, as does the speed. Also, the wind will be a factor here, the gusty wind this afternoon here in the grandstand area of the Bloomsburg Fair. First, before the performance of the Speed of Daring, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank our friends here at the Bloomsburg Fair Board. Of course, the Bloomsburg Fair, the jewel of Pennsylvania fairs since the year 8. Doug Danger will make his way down the track one last time, dialing in the speed of the Honda motorcycle for the jump that you're about to witness. Doug Danger taking a speed run, coming back towards the ramp elevation. Doug Danger will make his way through the turn, on his way out of turn number 4, coming down the straightaway. Doug Danger on his way to the takeoff ramp. Through the air once again, perfectly performed. Ramp to ramp, motorcycle jump. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back in front of the grandstand area, here he is, Doug Danger! Doug Danger! And there they are, the stunt stars of the Doug Danger Motorcycle Stunt Spectacular.